Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Guilty or innocent.
Howdy, y'all!
At the end of this day,
We're back. Well, at least some of us are back.
we're back.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of Energon Universe. We'll be back for a while.
Triumphant return.
Yeah, at least for a few months here. I am Phil. Again, we're still trying to hunt up our air guitarist, Russell, but joining me, as always, it is,
Yes.
Destro's number one fan.
That's right. Justin the Owl stepping out of the despoiler and getting ready to talk about some future classics.
He's Destro's right-hand man, and boy, are his arms tired.
All that polishing, you know.
Oh, polishing his dome, huh?
Yeah. Maybe a couple. Yeah.
Oh my! Oh my! All right, so yes, kids, we are back again. We'll be covering the new stuff still, but we'll be doing it more in trade form. Like this time, we're going to be covering the since we never finished Destro and Scarlett. Yes, we are going to we'll cover the trade paperbacks this time, and then next month we're going to get into the Larry Hama stuff.
Yes. Yeah, and that was kind of my decision, listeners, to long-term listeners of Energon Universe. It was kind of my decision because I was having a really hard time keeping up with the individual issues of these miniseries and things that were coming out. So for me, it's easier to get the trade paperbacks once the whole miniseries, in the case of the ones that we're discussing tonight, but also the Transformers ones, the Void Rivals and G.I. Joe, etc., is just easier for me to keep up with them in trade form. So I also thought it might be more fun to talk about, just because when we were talking about the new issues coming out, it was great, but we were kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so this way we can kind of zero in on an actual series or an actual group of characters and just kind of focus on that title. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea better.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people may have trouble keeping up currently on Energon U, because did you see, what did you hear? Well, I sent you the link about Diamond.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
Again. But now, I guess, I don't know if it's his Image's decision or Diamond's decision, but you're not going to be able to get Image Comics through Diamond no more, or at least the present. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know my LCS guy was talking about like Lunar, and is there another? Oh, Penguin or whatever.
Yikes!
So
it's gonna be a mess for a while until
I told you my deliveries to my LCS have been a mess since December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even before that, you said.
Yeah, I mean, it was at least I think it was at least most, if not all, of December. Did it start?
Well, I think I remember you saying that ever since COVID, it hasn't been back to normal.
Oh,
it's never been back to. It hasn't been back to normal.
No, it was pretty normal. Stuff was coming in on Wednesdays. I mean, DC was Tuesdays for a while, but at least the last month or so. Yeah, it's I'd walk in, only half the books would have been were delivered.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh, man.
That's like this week. I went yesterday and I went today. I'm like,
yeah. And that was another thing too that made it difficult for me, because there were some times that I couldn't get the issues when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
And we were due to schedule an episode, and I was like, "Well, I haven't gotten the issues yet. I don't have them to read them. I don't have them to discuss it." It made it a challenge. This way, I think it'll be a lot easier for us to just dive in and talk about the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to talk about the Larry Hama stuff next month. I've been chomping at the bit to read that stuff, and I finally did. Yeah, Phil, actually, you got me a gift card for Amazon for Christmas, so I was able to order these trades, and it was lovely. But yeah, I'm so excited to talk about those next month. Yeah.
I had ulterior motives, kids. I just wanted to get what I wanted, which is new drops. So
exactly. Some more G.I. Joe drops.
Oh, that's naughty.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw. Well, yeah, Russell just messaged, but he fell asleep. But
oh, okay, no problem.
Oh, he didn't even do the reading. Come on.
Oh my, Russell. Okay,
it's some of it.
All right.
I should just be like, he wants the air guitar.
Yeah, that's all right. He'll join us probably for one of the Transformers ones that we do in the near future.
Yes.
We'll be doing Transformers Volume 2, which is called Transport to Oblivion.
Oh, is it they call that? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the wasn't that one of the animated series episodes?
I think it was.
That might have been the
sounds familiar.
Space Bridge episode, maybe.
Yeah.
The Space Bridge.
The Space Bridge.
So all right, we'll cover the Larry Hama stuff next time. And kids, I've been slowly, when I've been getting a chance, I've only cranking 3 episodes of Bots and Joes out right now. So the last thing
that's right. Yeah, you've been covering the original stuff.
I started in March, and then I just recently did a new one. So because we've been filling up the schedule, we've been doing a good job, man. Just interviews and shows and But yeah, I know the last episode I did, the 3rd episode, I covered G.I. Joe 21, the silent issue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The
legendary silent issue. I
was like, there's comics fans. I'm like, it's like if they've never read a G.I. Joe, they know what that issue is.
Yes, yeah. Just from the cover alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so how should we start this? Because again, these 2 series were coming out at the same time, so...
Right. And the only ones that we didn't cover, the only individual issues, I should say, that we didn't actually cover on the show were the last ones.
No, I don't think we covered issue 4 of either one either. I was looking. I think we only got in the first 3 of each one, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. For some reason I thought that we got 4, but no, you're right. We can just talk about the whole series as a whole. And
yeah. Because we already did the first 3 of each one. Yeah.
Right.
Kids, scroll down. Did I make that a Capes episode? I think, but we did actually talk to Kelly Thompson when the first issue.
We did, yes, which was great. I would love to speak with her again now that we've read the entire series. And do a follow-up interview and just talk about the whole thing and ask, because I would love to see her write some more of these characters.
Oh yeah, I'll have to request her again. So yeah, she's always so wonderful. Just as soon as she can fit us in our schedule, she's usually like, yeah, I'll do it.
Nice. I love that. Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Again, I want to get Daniel Warren Johnson. Come
on. Yes. Or,
I'd love to talk to anybody. Dan Waters, who wrote that.
Dan Waters, Destro. I was just going to say the writer of Destro. I'd love to talk to him.
He's writing Nightwing right now.
Oh, no kidding.
So really? I really want to talk to him. Oh. Yeah. And he wrote some of that, just the most recent Azrael stuff, so.
Oh, that was him too? Okay. Great.
Yeah,
he's on a roll.
He's got a bunch of stuff I want to talk to him about.
Nice.
Oh, guess who's coming in for a quick cameo because he wants to get back.
Oh.
There he is.
Hey, it's Russell. Yay.
Do you need music to air guitar to?
Oh, here we go.
Cranking me home, cranking me home, cranking me home.
Say that clear.
Cranking me home.
Yeah, kids, this is why you need to watch the YouTube video. He left already.
I love that. Oh my God.
I just dropped the music was playing.
Next time, Phil.
I'll just be like, hey, email me some clean audio of you going cranking me hard.
He's going to send you the whole song.
Might get a couple drops out of it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so so which series did you want to start talking about first?
Let's cover Scarlett first because
you're going to be spent after Destro. So.
Well, I feel like I have more to say about Destro. Let's put it that way.
And I believe this one was the name. This one's Secret Mission or something.
Yes.
Which I'm
Special
like,
mission.
what?
Special mission.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if that was a just a coincidence, or was that an homage to G.I. Joe Special Missions back in the day?
I think it wasn't. It feels like it was an homage. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the title of the Destro one was The Enemy, which was on his little the card, the info card that you would get on the back of the.
Oh yeah.
Game. Do you remember? It said The Enemy on it.
Yeah, on the figures. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love these little callbacks. They're fantastic.
Oh, they're calling back to a ton of stuff. I just got G.I. Joe 3 today, and I guess I shouldn't mention Brainwave Scanner, but it gets mentioned. It gets mentioned. Yes.
Interesting. Love it.
So, all right. Yeah, I mean, I love that. There were so many good covers to this.
There was. That's my only complaint about these trade paperbacks, and I'll just get that out of the way right now. Is that
do they not reprint all the covers?
They don't reprint any.
Oh man,
zero. There are 0 covers in these goddamn books. The only cover that you get is the front and the back one. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Nothing. Oh. There's no covers in any of these trade paperbacks. And I get the fact that I never expect to see all of them because there's so many variants that you would probably need another trade paperback just to collect all of the variant covers of these miniseries, right?
Especially for all the first issues, probably. I think had like a ton of covers. And
if you have a variant cover that's got 25 or 30 different covers for one individual issue, and then you've got 4 more issues in the miniseries to go, each with maybe 5 to 10 variant covers of their own, then there's no way you're going to reprint all those. And I get that. And I don't expect to see all of them. I don't. But I do expect to see like one of each individual issue cover reprint. And they don't have to be like chapter markers in between, because these trade paperbacks both read very well without having any type of pause in between where the individual issues begin and end. They read really well as one continuous story.
Yeah, because I was reading these for this, and I read. I just read them as they were coming out. This time I read them, at one point. And it flowed very, very.
Yeah,
nice.
Both of them. Just the flow is excellent from beginning.
I don't know if you can see. The angle's probably bad, but all the way up there on the wall, I got a. Little thing I went to HersheyCon. The Deegan, I think it's Puckers or whatever. Yeah, he did a variant for this. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to see like a cover gallery in the back that had like the 5 individual, and they could have just been the 5 basic covers that came out on the newsstand, but I wanted to see something in the back rather than just nothing. You don't get anything. You just solicit for the other trade paperbacks that are coming out, and that's it. That's
I mean, maybe we should applaud their restraint, but I'm just like, I'm surprised they didn't put out this with like different covers, put out the trade with different covers.
Oh, I know. Well, they did actually. I think both of these had different, but I think there were only 2 different covers for each one. So they were restrained. In that regard, they were restrained.
Yeah, they were. Oh my Lord, there were so many variants of this. There was retailer variants.
Oh my God, it was crazy. I remember the first issue of Scarlett. There were crazy amounts of variant covers. So I never expect to see them all in the form of a collection. I just don't, because that's not realistic. But I would like to see a couple of them, and the same thing with the Larry Hama stuff. Look, I know that there are gorgeous is it Andy or Adam Kubert covers on those G.I. Joe issues?
I'm trying to remember. It might be I can't remember.
It's one of the brothers, and you don't get any of them. You don't get any of those covers.
Oh man!
In that trade paperback, you get the one on the front. And that's it. It's unreal.
You would think if they're going to reprint any, it would be one of the Cuberts.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're like like comic royalty. It's like
I'm gonna bitch about that until they fix it. I hope you're listening, Image, because you got to fix that. It's stupid.
And again, Image, our only real complaint is we want more. That's all.
It's just like reprint a couple of covers. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
whatever.
We like what we've seen. We just want more.
Exactly. Give us more. We love it.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah, but this Scarlett was excellent. I love the conclusion to this. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but there was a great moment with Storm Shadow doing some. It looks like the Sword of Life.
There's Deegan's variant. Yeah.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I gotta get that.
Yeah, that's classic. That's classic Scarlet.
Yeah, because I got that one, and he did. There's a Scarlet Spider right there, and then an X-Men one next to the Scarlet one. Yeah,
yeah, that's top class. I love that. Yeah, but I loved how the Sword of Life turned out. Looks like it's made out of Energon, Phil.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking when he took it out of the box. I was like, what's that going to be?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? And it turns out it's the Sword of Life, which I feel like was that in the show at some point.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, is that
there was a special sword that was featured at one point?
Was that Storm Shadow's weapon, or were him and Snake Eyes fighting over it? Or
I think so. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I watched maybe once 35 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, not this recent Christmas, with the one before. I did a whole big rewatch of Transformers. I should do a rewatch of Jinx.
Oh, the classic stuff? Nice.
Yeah. I should.
Yeah.
But what's the other thing? I also am like, oh man, I want to rewatch the first 3 seasons of Daredevil before Born Again comes.
Oh, right. Yeah. There's a lot to watch.
I don't have time.
Yeah. But it was a great kind of samurai duel moment between Storm Shadow and that other dude, where he just kind of slices him in half with the Sword of Life, and Scarlett said that sword may have been misnamed.
Oh, here we go. According to Joepedia, Morning Light is an ancient weapon. The Arashikage Clan. It was given to Snake Eyes by Thomas Burrow. Snake now carries the sword as a genuine Arashikage.
Okay.
Forged by the blacksmith Onihashi. It was passed down to the clan through generations, held by the clan leader. So I guess there was a version of it. So yeah, so maybe who knows if they're going to connect it to Energon? But yeah, that'd be
cool. Yeah. And that part was cool when Jinx saved Scarlett from falling.
Oh yeah,
with the parachute. I love that.
I love it. I think it was in one of the issues we covered, but when she she breaks into the building and then they show her dive at the end of the one, and then it's like she dives into what is it, like an 8-story aquarium or whatever?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
She's got slip past sharks and stuff.
Yeah, she's like, I'd rather both of us not die today. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's a big aquarium. I mean, local zoo is like a 2-story one. I'm like, man.
Yeah, she had to swim around in that thing. Yeah. And there was a great bit of dialogue between Scarlett and Snowjob that absolutely made me cackle. At the very end, he says, Stalker maybe wasn't thinking straight when he sent 2 redheads undercover here in Tokyo.
After that, she's like, yeah, that's probably why it took me an hour to lose my tail. Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes total sense if you think about it. Yeah, I love it. It's so funny.
Because she hands him all the evidence Jinx and her compiled, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm going back in." Because she's like, "If I don't go back in, no one else is getting in, and I'm not willing to leave Jinx, forever."
I loved how that left this open for more Scarlet stuff, solo stuff.
That's what I'm wondering if, eventually we're going to see her and Jinx back, in the regular Joe book, because Destro's in the regular Joe book. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this trade paperback says Volume 1. I mean, that could denote the fact that there will be a Volume 2 someday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, or another miniseries. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Destro. It says Volume 1. So they could be doing more. I would love that.
Mm.
Yeah, this totally could continue. Definitely there's potential for more here.
I just wonder how long they're going to take to pull the trigger on Snake Eyes.
Yeah. I know. I've been waiting and wondering when we're going to.
Because I mean, we've already hit the 1 year mark and past it. I'm like, man, they're really
Yeah, I bet it will be soon. It will be soon because we've seen Storm Shadow already, and that seems like a logical precursor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, unless they need someone to, they're going to need someone to like fight Storm Shadow or something, or new students going to come to the Arashikage stronghold. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, or perhaps an exiled student returns. Yeah, someone they thought dead.
Oh yeah, because didn't Stalker was in this? Yes, I thought Stalker said something that he had training with them and stuff, which he did in the original, the Larry Hama stuff. So I was like,
yeah.
And his past was kind of connected to Snake Eyes, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was happy to see Stalker. He's one of my favorites.
Either that or Storm Shadow will show up in the G.I. Joe book, and Stalker will be like, "Oh, I know a guy.
Yeah,
he can help us.
I know that
guy." And then, of course, we had to have an appearance by Cobra Commander in this.
Oh yes, a cameo appearance at the end for dramatic effect, which was well timed. Yeah.
Because he's also looking for the weapon.
Yeah.
So that might lend credence to your theory that it's Energon.
Yeah. I have a feeling that it's linked to it somehow. Yeah. Yeah. I loved the art in this, especially the scene where it's Storm Shadow, Jinx. It's a 2-page spread with Scarlett, Storm Shadow, and Jinx just kind of laying out all these ninjas.
Oh yeah.
It's phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, lots of good fight scenes in this. I'm always a fan of Kelly's work. That's why anytime like something new comes out, I was like, oh yeah, I'm happy, but I'm like, oh, my wallet's not happy.
but this reads really well from start to finish, and I can easily see me coming back and just revisiting this and just rereading this again very soon, actually, and just for the hell of it, because it reads so well. Yeah, it's very enjoyable. And it feels inherently like Scarlett, but it also feels like a fresh new vision.
Yes.
I really like that. It's
because again, we never really get a lot of solo Scarlett stuff. It's either like with Snake Eyes or with somebody in G.I. Joe. Yeah.
She's always with Snake Eyes or with some other group of ninjas or with some group of Joes or a combination of the other two. You hardly ever, I don't even remember in the original series her doing stuff on her own.
Yeah.
I don't. So this was a real treat for me to see that finally. And her friendship with Jinx is also really important because Jinx is another character who didn't get a lot of time. And to have them both kind of sharing the spotlight for a little bit of this made me extra happy.
Oh yeah. There's that 2 page.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's just gorgeous. I love that.
Oh yeah. But it seems like they're doing a good job of like they say that they're holding they're taking their time, and again they gave spotlight to Scarlett here and Destro and the others. I really like that they gave a spotlight to Scarlett here, and we're actually introducing their Arashikage stuff without Snake Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that because that would have been so obvious, to have Duke first and then Snake Eyes and then whoever else. But yeah, Scarlett, to me, that's a more logical choice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she hasn't had a lot of time on her own. And there's a lot more interesting stories I think you can tell with her from this viewpoint, with her friendship with Jinx, with her links to the ninjas, with her links to Stalker, like all the stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And again, I mean, I love this art. I love like the redesign from Jinx.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
She looks great. Storm Shadow looks great. He looks great in everything, all the panels that he's in. Cobra Commander looks great at the end for the few panels that he's in. Yeah, everybody looks really fantastic.
Oh, I think I need to put in a request for a wrestle by Halloween. I want him to dress up like Cobra Commander and air guitar as Cobra Commander.
With the metal mask or
Yes.
the battle suit.
Can you imagine? Just hearing behind that metal mask, crankly hard.
Yes, I can picture it in my head now.
Can you imagine? Him as Cobra Commander, you as Destro.
Yes, it has to happen.
Yes.
It has to happen.
Yes. Oh, I need that. See, he was here. I was gonna go into the whole thing and be like, oh, if you forgot where we left off previously, Baroness's thong. What else do we cover? Baroness's thong. Hey man, I got a reaction from even Noel Tate. So come on.
That was popular.
Yeah, I haven't seen the thong in G.I. Joe yet, so
Yeah.
she's there, but no thong. I haven't seen the thong.
We might see that in the Larry Hama series. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Her and Destro are in the Larry Hama. Yeah. There's lots
we'll
of
see it somewhere.
stuff.
See it somewhere.
Oh, you didn't read that? Did you? You didn't read the Real American Hero Volume 1 yet? Did you?
I did.
Oh, did you? Okay. Were you confused or not? Because it literally picks up like 2 seconds after like the IDW stuff.
I was extremely confused, but I didn't care. I still enjoyed it.
I know. Because I picked up some of those IDWs. Because again, I hadn't really been collecting since the Marvel stuff, but I did collect. As many like back issues as I can find. I did get like a big chunk, like in the 290s there towards the end. So I kind of knew what was, somewhat was going on.
You had kind of an idea
and stuff. Yeah. But I'm just
I was very.
I was like, I don't think they really explained it. They just went right into it.
Yeah, I just went with it. I said, all right, we're doing this. It's going live. All right.
I mean, at least that's nice that the companies are just like, yeah, you can just pick it up right where you left off.
Yes, I love that there's no hiccup. They just
everyone's just like,
because if they ever do collect everything in one continuous volume, then it will read so much better without these interruptions and stuff in between.
I mean, you saw those big sets they were doing the Kickstarter for, and that was just the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a big. What was it 4-volume leather?
The compendiums.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think shipping was a bitch, but because they were so heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably kill somebody with one of those.
That was just the Marvel stuff. Although that's almost halfway through because that was like 155 issues.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The Marvel one, I think
155.
I think they added all the special missions and stuff in there too, and You know what one I never saw, and I just recently discovered it, like it even existed. I don't know what year it was or where in the run, but when they were doing the Marvel stuff, they did like a G.I. Joe special. But the cover was drawn by Todd McFarlane, and it has like Snake Eyes like crouching there, like that Spider-Man cover.
Oh,
yeah, but I think it goes for like a shit ton of money now. So I was just like,
really?
I'm never gonna find out. Yeah,
well, he did do some G.I. Joe, like some of the issues. I remember. I have some of those.
Oh, what? Towards the end, maybe?
It was in the middle. It was in the 80s.
Oh, McFarlane.
I remember seeing a McFarlane who did Chuckles.
Oh, okay.
I have an issue with him with Chuckles in it.
I might have read some of those, but I can't remember.
I believe the issue had that. I've got to look it up later.
I'm sorry, I'm taking this way off course, but
that's all right. I remember I have an issue of a G.I. Joe that has Todd McFarlane on it, and he drew Chuckles in it. I just remember. That's all I remember about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the cover.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like I'd never seen this out in the wild. Like I said, for the longest time, I didn't even know it existed. But
yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I think that's going for an arm and a leg.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I think I think at least some, if not all of it, is like reprints and stuff.
Oh really? Okay.
Like
origin stories for Snake Eyes.
It was a one-shot
Snake Eyes greatest hits.
Oh, released following the end of the Marvel Real American Hero. The issue is essentially a reprint of that series, issue 61, the one where Cobra Commander gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
And is basically dead for 40 issues.
Yeah. Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy blows him away.
Oh, no, it's Fred, isn't it?
Fred, rather. Yeah, Fred.
Because he's just like, no, I've dedicated my life to this. You're not just walking.
Yeah, Billy's the kid. Fred's the Crimson Guard guy. Yeah.
That's what he had to do. That silver armor. And he's like, anybody could be in this armor.
But Billy shot him too, didn't he? Or he was going to.
He might.
I remember Billy had a gun on.
I think earlier on, I think he did try to shoot Cobra Commander, but
yeah,
I think it was way earlier. But yeah, this is when Fred. You know what I read after not too long ago. You know why Larry Hallman did that?
Why?
I guess it was. I don't know if it was around like when the animated movie was coming out, and they wanted him to do some of that Cobra Law stuff, especially with Cobra Commander. He didn't want to do it, so he just shot him and left him dead for 40 years.
You don't want to do any Cobra Law stuff.
Yeah, no. That's what I heard.
Larry Hama, what's your problem with Cobra Law?
He didn't want to take that globulus. So he just waited till issue 100. He's like, Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
no, the original.
He's dead. Yeah, we can't turn him into a snake now. He's dead.
That's probably. I think that was the big problem he had. He didn't want to do the whole snake, turn him into a snake or whatever.
I mean, I get it. You've woven this tale for how many years, and all of a sudden they want you to take this total 180 with it and have all this other stuff in it. I can understand that, sure.
And again, too, it's like at least at that point, it was grounded in real. It was pretty realistic. His G.I. Joe run.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get to like around issue 140, he brings the Transformers in. But anyway,
well, now with the flesh-eating zombies too, it's like okay, yeah, but there's a lot more gritty, dark kind of realism, and I was thinking the other day too. There was even a couple of issues where this one Viper, just gunned down a bunch of GI Joes and just killed them.
Oh yeah. I mean, they weren't. He wasn't above killing off some Joes in that run. Yeah,
and that was controversial. Like that got some. People were pissed about that.
Oh God, what was that? Battle Force 2000 or whatever.
Something like that. But there were a bunch of other guys like Doc. Like a couple of them that had been around since the beginning. Like they killed Doc and a couple of other ones. And people were pissed about that. I remember reading the letters pages, and they were up in arms, man. They were mad about that. Yeah.
Some were kept as prisoners of war. There was like a group. It was like Quick Kick, and a couple guys were kept.
Yeah, Quick. He got gunned down too. Yeah.
I think it was him. And speaking of Snow Job, I think it might have been Snow Job. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that was that same issue. That was the issue where Cobra Commander gets shot.
Oh, is that the same one? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was one of my first ones. I was like, damn.
Controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry.
It's quite an introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, anyway, back to
the new stuff.
But since Image has like Transformers and G.I. Joe now, I wonder if they would let him bring in like the original like Marvel versions of the Transformers into his G.I. Joe run.
I don't know.
Unless they might not want to confuse people, but
yeah, that might. Yeah, hard to say.
If that's the case, in Energon Universe, come on, bring in some more favorites. Come on, bring in Fortress Maximus.
Yes, Fortress Max Scorponok.
Oh,
yeah. We'll see. We're going to see a lot more. I know we are.
All right. So, any other thoughts on the Scarlet, or should we get to?
No, just that was like I said. That was an enjoyable read from beginning to end.
Yeah,
I definitely look forward to revisiting that in the very near future.
And we probably talked Scarlet more than we've talked Destro, just because we did talk to Kelly. So
true. That's true. Yep.
So even an up Dan Waters.
Yes. Yeah, that's the alternate cover for the trade paperback.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I have the other one, which is it's basically the cover from the first issue with him in that chair with all the guns flying around at his feet. Which to me, I love that cover. That's both covers are great, but the one with him in the chair, top class.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yes.
Gold chain. Look at that.
Love it.
All right, so come on. This is your boy. What are you saying?
So I loved this. I loved that because I can't remember if we talked about the issue where he was attacked by Chameleon.
Trying.
I don't remember, but that.
Well, yeah. Well, we did get the 3, which again I think is like that when they first meet there in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of have their duel there.
That was like our last episode. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we did talk about that, but then afterwards we have the stuff where everybody thinks that Destro is dead, and there's some subterfuge behind the scenes with Tomax and Xamot trying to buy Mars out from underneath Darklawn.
Yeah.
Just kind of hands it over to them without even thinking about it.
I mean, at the end of 3, we see, when Destro walks himself out of the mountains, he goes to the nearest army base, and, who does he like? Yeah, we're kind of in bed together, and it's General Flagg.
General Flagg, that's right. That was the big cliffhanger at the end of that. Yes. Yeah. So continuing from that, the Tomax and Xamot have acquired Mars, or at least temporarily. And then we see Pimp Daddy Destro in the nightclub wearing the fur-lined jacket and everything. Strutting on in there. And he figured out who Chameleon was.
Yeah.
He figured out her true identity. And the fact that she had her own kind of EMP weapon, an internal pulse weapon, which was why when they had their initial duel in the mountains, his wrist rocket launcher wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and it was the that Astoria girl, which remember we were like, who's that? But it was that girl from that one Transformers episode, the girl who loved Power Glide.
Yes, yeah.
So they do some deep dive.
I love it. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's so good.
Remember this character who appeared in one cartoon episode?
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I wondered if there was a figure of Chameleon, like an assassin or something, like an action figure of Chameleon. But no, I love it. Yeah, that was great. And also another deep dive was Overkill, because I actually have the action figure of Overkill, which was one of the bats.
Oh, nice.
He was like a special bat that had like a voice pack that you could press like 4 or 5 different buttons. And
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had like a gold head, and he had a totally different color scheme than the rest of the bats. It was totally different. But yeah, I just thought that he was so cool, and I never thought that he would ever be mentioned again. But
look at this fancy man with his cape.
Yes, strutting across the airspace. Yeah.
Cobra Commander, that big cape, man.
Yeah, billowing behind him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he comes in
there's not a figure of that. The Russell wants a figure of that.
Oh yeah, I bet there was a figure of him with the cape.
I don't know if it's that big, unless it was made by McFarlane. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. I feel like I saw one with a cape though that Russell has somewhere.
They probably did, because he did have it sometimes in that in the animated series, like the movie. Remember in the beginning when they're but all telling him what an idiot he is. He's wearing that cape.
Yeah. And I love how we have a bit of continuity here between these two stories, in that Cobra Commander comes in at the very end of both.
Yes.
To tie everything together. But of course, it should go without saying that my favorite moment was when, right after that, when Cobra Commander first appeared and they're strutting through the Mars headquarters with Tomax and Xamot showing him around. All of a sudden, they walk into that room and, sorry to disappoint, gentlemen, but Daddy's home.
Got the little fire going. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That was so good. And he proceeds to beat the ever-loving tar out of Tomax and Xamot.
Oh, yeah.
He says, are the rumors really true? Do you each truly feel what the other feels? How grotesque.
I'm sorry. I again, just wait until you read more Transformers. I see these Hiss tanks anymore. There's something they do with a Hiss tank in the Transformers series. I can't even see it now. I see a hiss tank, and all I can see is this moment. And when you read it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's kind of still going on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This scene is funny too with Destro, like kind of him and the twins duking it out, and Cobra Commander's just like standing there.
Yes, he's just standing watching. Yeah.
Because Destro's like, "Are you allying yourself with them now?" And Cobra Commander's like, "I'm keeping my options open."
Yeah. Yeah, and Chameleon is picking off the Crimson Guardsmen.
But one of the big themes in the Destro series was he needed a powerful power source to power the bats, and Cobra Commander gave him Energon for that.
Right.
I think the one problem was, weren't they like kind of uncontrollable? It's like, yeah, they'll attack anything.
Yeah, they turned on each other. They couldn't distinguish friend from foe, which was an issue.
Because I was always like, I mean, I guess you need more than Energon, but I was like, could these things gain sentience by some Energon?
Mm-hmm. Maybe they needed more to complete their evolution, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the last issue is basically just Destro and the twins beating on each other.
Yeah. Beating the snot out of each other. He's got all this blood all over his mask afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's look on this as a wake-up call, gentlemen. There are things emerging into this world none of us have predicted or anticipated. Perhaps they are not even from this world.
Yeah. They would make dinosaurs of us all, perhaps render our entire art obsolete.
Yeah, it's bad for business, kids.
Yes. Well, in the very beginning of this series, he talked about how, making money, that's his goal. Like, that's what he's about. And it's proven throughout the series, as it's revealed, that he has an alliance with General Flag. Or not with Flag, but with the Army. Like the Army. Yeah, he says, if Mars is dismantled or falls into hands unwilling to supply your nation, what happens when the next war begins? He said this to Flag. With America defenseless, a war will begin, won't it? So, yeah, it's interesting. He's there to supply whoever needs the armaments, whether it's Cobra, whether it's America, whether it's some other party. But he ends up I was surprised at the very end when he destroyed Overkill, the satellite.
Oh,
he destroyed that with the nuclear warhead. I thought at least he would try to, I don't know, maybe deactivate it with her, like adapt her EMP or something, and like just kind of deactivate it so that he could have that in his back pocket for another time.
I mean, unless he doesn't trust any weapon he hasn't built himself or his people built.
That makes sense, yeah.
Oh, but then he punishes the cousin for trying to sell the company.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. And I have the figure of Darklon. I still have that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Darklon came with his own vehicle. I think it was called the Evader. It's this little kind of cool little cycle thing. But yeah, that was cool. I thought, I hope we see some more of Darklon, and he can't take that mask off now. Oh,
exactly.
Damn. He's got the Dr. Doom treatment.
Yes.
Yeah. And we get a nice little epilogue at the end here, Phil.
Yeah, I don't think they've paid this off yet. I don't, because
in the Transformers series,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless I'm oblivious to something, but yeah, because one of his guys says there's something coming and falling from orbit, something mechanical entering orbit above the Pacific, but our scans can't understand the alloy. If I didn't know better at all, it almost seems organic. I just love. He's like, "Oh, Cybertron, have you sent me more gifts?"
Gifts. Yes.
So yes.
Yeah, I love this. Every issue was great. There were some moments that surprised me, like I said, with him destroying Overkill. I didn't think that he would do that. I thought that he would try to corral that weapon and use it for himself or adapt it to his own purpose somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But what you said makes sense, too, that he probably wouldn't trust something he didn't devise himself.
Again, there could always be some kind of back door or some kind of, someone could reactivate it and turn it against them.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I'm caught up currently and like they're still keeping their promise. It's like, it's a great story if you read all the books, but you don't have to read all the books.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. The stuff with Cobra Commander being involved in both of these stories didn't it didn't jar anything. It didn't derail the story. It didn't detract from it. Yeah, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
And in some respects, it kind of added a different dimension to the story because you've got him just kind of passively watching at the end from the sidelines while Tomax and Xamot are duking it out with Destro. He's just sitting there watching with his bag of popcorn. It's cool. Yeah, I really like that. You don't have to follow the other stuff. These read really well on their own.
And I was completely surprised at the end of Destro that they didn't even drop like an editor's note or something, have Cobra Commander say something about, going after some sword and be like, oh, you want to know what that's about? Check out the Scarlett series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
Although in the back of this trade paperback, they do have a page which says the Energon Universe has arrived. And they've got the covers for the Scarlett trade paperback, Void Rivals, Transformers, Volume 2 of both of those. We've got the Cobra Commander Volume 1, Duke Volume 1. I wonder, too, speaking of that, if there's going to be additional volumes of both of those, Cobra Commander and Duke.
Maybe,
If I understand well, both of those were extremely well received and did very well.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like the demand is there. I feel like the audience is there, definitely, to read further solo adventures from both of those. Yeah.
I wonder, again, it might be a while because, they're both in the regular G.I. Joe series. If they do more miniseries, it might just be to introduce more characters.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going to do for now. But what I mean is eventually if they'll circle back around and do some more stuff with just the solo.
Okay, here's a question because, again, remember how good Transformers #1 was received? And then I believe G.I. Joe sold really well. If they announce like a Snake Eyes miniseries, how hard will that #1 sell?
Oh man, especially with all the variant covers.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's definitely. I think that they're gearing up for it. I do. I feel like that's in the works.
It hasn't even been solicited, but pre-order it now, kid.
Yeah, you might as well get your money ready now. I do. I feel like we're probably going to see it at some point this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe like towards the end of the year too.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So again, I admire their restraint, but I do want to see Snake Eyes show up. Oh, is there any Cobra you want to see that hasn't appeared yet?
I always liked Firefly because I always thought he was cool. He was cool and mysterious. He was a saboteur. Like he kind of blew stuff up, and I don't know, he's really kind of devious and stuck to the sidelines. But he was also very capable. Like he knew what he was doing. He was very talented. I liked Firefly a lot. Yeah, and I didn't like it when they turned out in the Larry Hama thing that he was a secret ninja all along. I was like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not into this stuff. Like everybody doesn't have to be a ninja. Like, come on now. But I always liked Firefly. I'd like to see him. And let's see. I'm really surprised we haven't seen Zartan yet.
He showed up a little in the Cobra. Or no, he was mentioned in the Cobra.
He was mentioned, but we didn't see him. Yeah,
so
I feel like he's going to show up, of course, where we least expect it. That'll be my definitive answer. Firefly. I'd like to see something with Firefly.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
For Cobras, God, how much would it rock the boat when Serpentor shows?
Oh man, yeah, in the Energon Universe stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh no, you know who we need? Dr. Mindbender.
Dr. Mindbender, yes, with the handlebar mustache and the monocle. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Although we will be talking about both of them next month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
zombie flesh-eating versions of them.
Oh, that's another one. I can't wait to read those issues all the way through. So I was just reading them as they're coming out. Oh,
yeah, you haven't reread them since they
no, not since they. I just read them.
Oh, nice
time, yeah. So, and not all at once. So, yeah, I can't wait. Oh, and those covers are good. Like we said, the Kubert. Stuff. Oh.
Yeah, again, I'm bummed that they didn't put those in their collection. I don't understand why. I'm going to bitch about that in the next episode too. Why didn't you put the covers in here?
And that's like the other one of the reasons I started Bots and Joes, because like I want to like even live just slowly try to read through every issue of that G.I. Joe series, because again it's like Larry Hama telling a 40+ year story.
Yeah, it's like a saga. It's like an epic saga. Yeah, it's amazing, and you can't really find an equivalent to that in comics.
No one's been on a book that long that they don't. That's not a creator. He didn't create those characters.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I can't think of an equivalent. Like, Transformers didn't manage that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that even.
No, because I mean, even like Claremont on X-Men, that only lasted. It was over 10. Was it like
20?
I thought it was like 18 or something.
I think it was around 20 years.
Yeah. But again, that's only half of what Larry's done.
And Peter David was like
10 years, I think.
10 or 15
on the Hulk, I think. Yeah, I thought it was 10. I thought like him, Grunwald, and was it Mark? It was Grunwald, Peter David, and someone else did that. I think they had like 10-year runs on stuff. Yeah.
But to do it for 40 years
for like 4 different companies, they're like, oh yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, 4 different companies. Like, I can't think of anything else that in comics.
Because usually, they want to change the creative team up. People just love the Larry Hama stuff, and he's yep, keep going.
And it's still great. I mean, as we'll discuss it next month, like it's still excellent.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Because again, it's over 40. He's an older gentleman. I hope he, can you imagine if he gets to 50 years on G.I. Joe?
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
I know. Can you? Oh God,
that would be incredible. Yeah.
Jeez, that would be what 2032. Would that be?
It could happen. It could absolutely happen.
Less than 10 years.
Yes.
I think we only need like 7 more years.
Yeah, it could absolutely happen.
Oh. I guess you can't get sick of it because again, that's such a big cast.
Yeah.
Although they just kind of seem to be the favorites. Not that I'm complaining, but
yeah. That's one of the secrets to its longevity. Is you've got so many different characters to use. Yeah, you never get bored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
No, it was fun finally finally getting to the conclusion of these. My apologies to our loyal listeners that it took us so long, but we hope it was worth the wait to finally get our thoughts on both of these, the conclusions to these 2 excellent stories. And I do hope that they continue. I hope that we see Destro and Scarlett Volume 2 at some point.
Exactly.
Another mini-series for both of them at some point in the future. Maybe not this year or next, but somewhere down the road.
And again, thank you for the restraint on the part of Image and the Energon Universe that, we haven't been bombarded with like 20 different books a month again.
Yes, that's nice too.
Now that we're down to just we're only down to 3 books, the G.I. Joe series, the Transformer series, and Void Rivals. That's it. Now.
That's nice. Yeah. And even back then, I don't think they ever got over 4 a month.
Yeah.
Back when we were covering them regularly.
Oh yeah, no, because there was 2 mini-series, then Transformers and Void Rivals. Yeah, and Void Rivals took like a break or 2. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and that's nice. Mm-hmm. When you have too many books, as we know, it gets sometimes too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. But in this case, we have just enough. It's perfect. Yeah. It's a happy medium. Yeah.
I keep saying it, but thank you everyone for your restraints.
Because they absolutely could pull the trigger. They could do another Transformers spin-off. They could do another G.I. Joe.
Yeah, they could all book just following the Transformers on Cybertron and stuff.
Yeah, there could be all kinds of stuff.
But that's what I said. Marvel and DC could follow suit. Again, quality over quantity.
Yes, absolutely. We need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, do you want like 20 books that only sell 1,000 copies, or like a book or 2 that sell, close to 1 million? Come on.
And I also admire the restraint that there's been no event yet. We've had both of these books, the Transformers, running for over a year now, and there's been no event that will tie it over to G.I. Joe with this big flashy title, Part 1 of 12. Like, there's been no event yet. So I also admire that restraint, because that's another huge complaint that I have about Marvel and DC, are the over-reliance on events.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the other thing. It's like, yeah, they think they have to have big events. They, push and advertise, but it's like, well, I think Energon Universe has been selling very well, and they said they haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I don't think they need to.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they need to do any events. Just keep doing what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, it's been like 14, 15 months, and no big events. I'm very happy with that.
It's nice. It's a breath of fresh air.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. But like we said, yes, next month for February, we're going to cover, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, the first trade paperback, from Image, which will cover Transformers, G.I. Joe 301 through 305. So, yes, if you have the floppies, 301 through 305.
Mm-hmm.
So, send us your thoughts on those.
Yes.
Then March will be the Transformers Volume 2, which is issues 7 through 12. And then April will be the Void Rivals Volume 2, which will also be 7 through 12. So
yes. And then in May, we're going to try to get back to a Real American Hero series with issues. What would that be? Issues 306 through 310 or 311 or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be 306 through something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and when does G.I. Joe, the Energon Universe trade come out? Do you know?
That's in July, I believe.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So I figured probably sometime in August we could talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when in July it's coming out, whether it's beginning or end of the month. So.
Yeah, because it'll probably be the first 5 or 6 issues, and issue 3 just came out this week. So
nice. Yeah, I'm so excited to read that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's been good. Great story, great art.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we should have Energon Universe back on a monthly basis here for the foreseeable future, and we should also tell the listeners too what we have planned, Phil. We're talking about with Russell doing some live watch episodes at some point in the future. With first of all, with us doing the movies, Transformers the movie and G.I. Joe the movie,
from the
animated movies. And then my suggestion was also to go back.
Yes.
To the 5-part epics from G.I. Joe, the Weather Dominator, the Mass Device, and from Transformers, there were a couple of multi-part epics too that we can cover. So those will also be at some point down the line on Energon Universe, some live watch episodes with some classic goodness.
Yes, and I will try to promote those when we actually do pull the trigger on those. Like, we can't share the video, but, for the rights and stuff. But you can always, join us in the chat room and chat with us as we're watching.
That's right. You can watch at home and join us when we give the signal, and we can do our own little watch party.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, hit the button now,
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, I believe it was Daniel Collins who said, again, a lot of the times I don't hear any feedback, but he's like, where's my Energon Universe? Any more Energon Universe?
Well, yeah.
So
we hope to have it back every month.
I'd say, at least once a month. I'd say, with the live watches and the trades, I'd say at least through the summer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, we're back. We're back for a
few months. Yeah,
half the year, I'd say.
Yep.
Heck, if we get time and we want to fill a gap in the schedule, we can always, if we do a live watch, we could do two a month.
That's true. If we have some extra time some month, we'll see if Russell's will be able to do one of those.
Cranking the hog,
cranking the hog.
Yes, kids, he fell asleep on you. Justin and I were committed to giving you an episode. Justin just fell asleep. His own juices. Russell. Even that old man Ray that sweet old man Ray could make it. So. All right. So send us your thoughts on all the upcoming stuff. email CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And you can find past episodes of Energon Universe, not only on our YouTube channel, every show has its own playlist, so you can just watch Energon Universe if you want. But also go to our new website, CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. You can find previous episodes of Energon Universe and Bots and Joes and everything else, the Capes Lunatics.
Everything. So, it's all in one place.
And again, like the easiest way, like we do have an Energon Universe Facebook page and stuff, but the easiest thing is just follow Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network everywhere. I mean, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Blue Sky, so it's everywhere. So, and Capes Lunatics and Capes Lunatics Sidekicks individually are on Instagram. So yeah, you can find Capes Lunatics everywhere.
And the YouTube channel.
Yes, as I say, YouTube channel. Every show has its own playlist. So if you're only interested in one show, but I invite you to check out all of our shows. Half of them Justin's are on. Justin's on half of them, so
right.
You love Justin, so yeah, watch this. Because that's the thing. I know Noel Tate watches at least every Justin episode. I think so.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the Superman ones, or I know that he doesn't like the G.I. Joe ones, but.
Oh no! You know what? It was funny because he just messaged me like an hour before we jumped on, Noel, and he says, "Oh, did you ever read the story with John Kent, Superman's son, and like the Return of the Eradicator?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so," because I don't know, it's when John was younger, and I said, I didn't know you'd read DC. I'm like, "Did you read that?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I just read something and said it was a really good story." I'm like, "Yeah," he's like, "Yeah, I heard it's before Bendis aged him up." I say, "Oh yeah, the good stuff before Bendis aged him up." So
yeah. There's a lot of classic Superman stories that don't get a lot of exposure.
Yeah, that one was probably from the last few years. I'd say within the last 5 years or so. Probably not even that old, but yeah. So, but yes,
that wonderful. I just read it recently. That Kurt Busiek Superman story. Oh God, what was it called? It was it Camelot Falls?
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, was that it? Yeah.
That was absolutely glorious stuff. It
was like mid 2000s or something.
Yes, Camelot Falls, amazing.
Oh yeah, Kurt Busiek usually does good stuff.
Yeah, great Superman. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so yes, you can also help support us. You can buy all the Capes Lunatics merch, new stuff, classic stuff at TeePublic and Spring. So yeah, just search for Capes and Lunatics. You can also, just if you want to be very kind and avoid the wrath of Lilith Hellfire, rain random money on us through the Cash App link. You think Starscream likes the squishy? Lilith Hellfire really loves it.
Make it rain. Squish is a squishy.
And of course the Patreon, where again you get exclusive uncensored content every month. And if you are a subscriber like Justin here, you can always request topics for discussion, as Justin has done many times, and don't shame you like we did with Ray. But yes, join Justin in the Patreon elite.
Yes, join me. And you have access to all of the treasure trove of all of the classic stuff from the past, including the worst superhero movie brackets.
Yes.
And I'm trying to convince Phil and Liv to do the best superhero movie brackets, which aren't related to DC or Marvel.
I think we're going to get to that this year, but I think Jane this month we're going to do Ray's thing. He wants
definitely
secrets.
Yeah, I loved Ray's idea.
Yeah.
Yes. Secret Origins.
Yes. If I could get a good graphic, I might do It's Classified.
Yes. And the Secret Origins logo too.
I'm just like I can think of a couple little stories, but I'm like, I don't know if I have anything that's going to rival anything Lilith tells us.
Oh well.
Like I said, I'm coming up with a few little things that it'll probably be amusing, but I'm just like, I never made love to someone and buried them, killed them and buried them. So I'm not going to match Lilith Hellfire. I never got in a fight at a strip club, so I probably can't imagine if I'll fly. All right, kids. So yeah, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Oh man.
Vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Speaking of more vicious and brutal, Destro's number 1 fan, Justin the Owl.
That's right.
Again, you can catch him here on the returned Energon Universe. Also making a return here, One World Under Doom.
Yes.
Dr. Doom podcast, because this young man wanted to cover some Doom 2099. So
That's right. I had a hankering to get back to one of my favorite series of all time.
That's right.
Yep.
And you can catch him every week on this podcast, either on Marvel Tales, X-Men Classics, sometimes both, where we talk a lot of Marvel comics there. He's the new co-host with myself and the High Priest of Deck Handling Ray on Scarlet Spider episodes of Ultimate Spider Cast.
And we'll be talking some slingers this year on the Ultimate Spider Cast. I'm super excited about that.
And if you don't know who the slingers are, or you don't know their history, buckle up, kids. You're going to
join us.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, you can catch them on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks at least once a month on We're the Night.
the Batman podcast.
Yes.
And Azrael.
Azrael, yes. He'll be joining us for some Catwoman and some other things. You can catch him every so often on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast.
Several times over the course of this year.
Yeah, he's done so far this year. I mean, well, he appeared, twice in January.
A couple already, yeah.
He appear at least once in February. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
That's right. But we'd think that would be enough podcast to kill a man. But no, this Justin the Owl does much more. So tell them about these shows, including one with a certain hog cranker.
That's right. That hog cranking Russell and I go to Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is every month, and step through the green door. And currently we're covering 2 series, The Immortal Hulk and The Sensational She-Hulk. And we're having a Gamma Blast with both. And we also have a Patreon page, so do check that out. Over on Predator and Prey, we've been taking a little bit of a break over the holidays, but we'll be back soon to cover some classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And we're joined over there by the aforementioned High Priest of Khonshu, Ray himself, and Sparky. And on the Lost Library of Legends, my solo podcast, I will be doing a multiple-part retrospective on a title from the Malibu Ultraverse.
Going back to the 90s here, Ben.
93 through 95, baby.
Double biscuits for me. One way to the biscuit town.
My favorite biscuit. Phil, there was a character in that Ultraverse title whose superhero name was Adam Bob.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. I don't want to know what he's bobbing for.
I'm a sucker for a guy.
And yes, kids, I get the joke. Adam Bob. Yes, I get the joke.
Just what I always wondered in the man. I knew you'd like that.
Escalated quickly.
See, kids, him and Lil know what? No, just like, yeah, come on, kid, come on. You know, hey, come on. All right, thank you for joining us again. Next month, Justin and I'll be back to talk. First issues of Real American Hero by Larry Hama in this new Image Age. So,
a very different version from the Energon Universe stuff from Image.
Yes,
but continuing the legacy of the past.
I feel so empty without it. Someone air guitar.
I know, we need some air guitar. Hopefully.
Big. If you can't show up, Russell, at least send me a video of you.
So we can play it over the outro. Play it in slow motion.
All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, keep a firm grip on your sword, kids.